to discuss friction. Friction is a contact force that helps anybody to stop. We could not walk, drive cars, climb ropes, etc. without friction. Friction is created because of irregularities on surface. Friction acts more on rough surfaces than smooth surface. For example, it is easier to walk on road when there is water, but it is hard to walk on marble. Force of friction increases with increase in pressure between two surfaces. You might have observed that it is easy to move a light box as compared to heavy box. Force of friction always opposes relative motion between the surfaces in contact. When we are walking from left to right, friction will always act from right to left. Now we will discuss about spring balance. Spring balance is the instrument used to measure the magnitude of the force of friction acting on a particular body. Now we will discuss about types of friction. So basically there are two types of friction, that is static friction and dynamic friction. So first we will discuss about static friction. The friction that exists between the surfaces in contact when there is no relative motion is called static friction. Dynamic friction, it is the friction experienced by a body when it is in motion. The dynamic friction is also called kinetic friction and is less than static friction. It includes sliding friction and rolling friction. Now dynamic friction has been divided into two parts: sliding friction and rolling friction. Sliding friction, the friction that come into play when one body is actually sliding over the surface of the other body, is called sliding friction. Example, when a flat body is over a flat surface of a table, the opposing force is sliding friction. Rolling friction, the opposing friction that comes into play when one body actually rolls over the surface of another body, is called rolling friction. Example, when a wheel or circular disc, ring or sphere or a cylinder rolls over a surface, the force that opposes it is the rolling friction. Now we will discuss about some of the advantages of friction. Cars and buses are able to move on the road because of friction. Second, a matchstick lights due to friction. Third, it helps us to walk on the ground. Fourth, it helps in the generation of heat when we rub our hands. Fifth, we can write on a paper or on a board due to friction. Now we will discuss about disadvantages of friction. First, opposes motion. Second, forest fires are caused due to the friction between tree branches. Third, tires of vehicles and soles of our shoes wear out in a few months due to friction. Fourth, friction causes wastage of energy. This is because any object that moves has to overcome the force of friction by spending energy. Fifth, friction produces heat in machines. Ways to increase friction. Tires have designs and patterns with grooves on the surface to increase friction. Second, spikes are provided in the soles of shoes of athletes to increase the friction. Third, the two surfaces in contact can also be pressed harder to increase force between them. Fourth, remove lubrication between the two surfaces. Now we will discuss about the ways to reduce friction. First, ball bearings. Second, lubrication. Third, more use of polished surface. Fourth, by streamlining.